Here's a question from Nathan Douglas, and this could easily be a whole episode. And I'd like to maybe try to give it a brief answer, actually, if possible,
Hmm.
like a summary answer.
Hmm.
I would love to hear thoughts on applying the flowering of early to mid-century Catholic aesthetic thinking, Maritain, Gilson, Hildebrand,
Hmm.
to today. Who is taking up their mantle today? What do you think remains to be developed from their thinking?
So the weakness that those figures had many strengths, and everybody knows I think that because amongst other things I wrote a book where Maritain is the central figure uh,
Yeah.
on the nature of beauty. Um, what what they were first concerned to do, and I'm really thinking of Maritain specifically here, although you can find this in Hildebrand and Gilson as well, is they were very gratified by the rise of aesthetic modernism as as a movement that recognized that the artist is a maker. Um, Maritain associated photography with the scientific positivism of the Sorbonne and 19th century France. And so when he came to works of art, when he saw, as it were, a break in the work of art with a merely literalist representation, what he saw in that break, what he saw opening up there, was a doorway into the world of mystery and the secrets of being. Um, and so he was very sympathetic to modernism precisely because it refused to participate in what he called the lie, the idea that the goal of the fine artist was merely to reproduce as exactly as possible um, the world as it appears to our mundane eye. Uh, Art needed to draw us beyond the surface of things into the deeper mystery of things. The That was not an error, but the limitation here is that Maritain proved too willing to let verisimilitude or the surface beauties of things be cast by the wayside in the pursuit of a deeper kind of splendor. But we all know, and have known at least since Plato, that beauty in this world, the beauty of appearances, does bear an essential, not a merely contingent relationship to the intellectual beauties of the immortal beauties of truth. And so only those artists who are willing to recover the full aesthetic, to recognize the beauty of the voice, the beauty of melody, the beauty of form, the beauty of representation, including the beauty of saying, hey, that looks like my Aunt Bertha. Only the artists who are willing to recover that level, but to retain it and to unite it with the great insight that Maritain had about the power of art to open us to the deep mysteries of being. Only those artists, I think, really will bring back to a reestablished whole of what the arts ought to be doing. And this just very, I've gone on too long already, but let me just briefly say this also involves a reunion of the high and the low, or the popular and the elite, a willingness to recognize that that good art should be speaking to multiple audiences in multiple ways, and that its
Right.
power and its depth is first signaled to us in that capacity.
It's funny how this just goes right along with what we were saying about the church, and the teachings of the
Hmm.
church. It's like just having the spirit along with the letter is essentially like we passed through an age which rejected the letter in favor of the spirit, and now there's the temptation to recover the letter without the spirit, and
Yes.
we have to have both.